Yeah, here we are. Final quarterfinal between two big players that know each other very well. And also, every time they face up against each other, it seems like it goes down to the final game. We've got Lierrey in the red playing as the Dravidians here. And then we've got Hera in the blue playing as the Italians. With me, I have Doubtcasting, who played amazing this season as well and has really good understanding of the maps. So what's the first thing you notice here, Doubt?
Hello, guys. Thank you for having me. First thing I notice is the distance that I think it should not happen anymore, right?
I don't know the percentages. I just know it can happen on occasion. So the distance is going to possibly affect their approach 100%.
But they will not figure out the distance. As long as we practice, it was always a long distance.
Yep.
Taking the risk here for maybe 10% odds to get a short distance. Not sure if anybody will do that.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's true. They won't see enough to be able to change their approach, but it should be mentioned they're pretty close together here. Italians, cheaper fishing ships, cheaper to go up to the next age. Just lots of savings there. Cheaper dock technologies too. They just feel perfect for this map. But the Dravidians have been the best civilization on this map in terms of win rate. They have been amazing with the plus 200 wood they get in Feudal and in Castle Age.
I think it's not only wood. I think the main bonus for the Dravidians here is actually fishing ship. They carry double.
Yep.
And usually go for the long distance. There's not that much fish across the lake, short one. So eventually we go for the long one, and that double saves the whole trip.
Yeah, true. And then you also have the population space you get from the house, which allows you to be very flexible with your build.
Every civilization gets population space from the house. Not sure what game you are playing, but...
Wait, what? Population?
You said that.
The house! The house, I'm sorry. And even when you made the joke, I was like thinking dock in my head. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
sorry, that's true. They do get population space from the house, but they also get it from the dock. That's what I meant.
Mm-hmm. That's unique for them. Well, cans don't hear from the house, so okay.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
There is a point there. It's not entirely a mistake.
So usually what's been happening is 2 docks and lots of fishing ships. And it's about 10, maybe 12 we see. And then from there, it's fast castle into a lot of fire ships. Now, because they're so close, whatever direction these players decide to send their initial fires is actually rather important. Because
oddly enough, they put the docks on the entirely different spots, so we will not see any early aggression.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, they're on the opposite side. I mean, I'm personally pretty happy about that because like this type of generation hasn't happened frequently enough for me to think it was an issue. And so we didn't really adjust much for it. But like if Hera were to blindly just go fast feudal galleys, which I think we both feel is kind of a bad strategy on most migration generations, then I would be like, oh boy, we've got a pickle here.
Honestly, I miss those old times. Do you remember like the middle island could be split in half, and then you can pass through the middle with the galleys like instantly attacking you?
Yeah,
that was madness.
We're so spoiled these days, right? It's like gold is like 2 tiles closer to the hill, and we're just like, oh, that guy's gold was awful.
You cannot play anymore.
Yeah, seriously. It's like we're so spoiled, so... I think it's good and it's bad, honestly. Like, I think in ranked games, I wish people would be a little bit more okay with variance, right? In tournaments, I get it. There's a lot of money. There's a lot of prestige. There's a lot of practice. But with like a ranked game, I feel like you should be able to have some maps that have the classic feel to them, you know?
Yeah, I agree. And, well, in the ranked, like, it's always Arabia anyway. Mm-hmm. But in tournament, we get the new maps that are not as tested, right? So obviously, as the tournament goes on, the admins are doing a good job updating the map, right?
Yeah. Shout out to T-West. This season, he's done so many updates that I didn't even reach out to him about. He's just been like, hey, fix this, fix that. So it's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you feel like
the Land Madness fix was insane?
Oh, yeah.
Go on.
Do you feel like Dravidians are better than Italians here, or do you think it's pretty much even? What are your thoughts on the matchup?
I personally prefer Italians, but after having talked with GL boys, they were all like, well, Dravidians is the best team. Like, for example, when I played against Sato, he was Japanese, and I had Dravidians. Yeah. And like, why did you not use that's the best team? And I was like, why? They save same amount of wood. Well, they have the equal good fishing ships, but yeah, Dravidians probably are slightly better.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's funny. I was planning on building up our synergy a bit more before I brought this up, but in the group stage, I disagreed with your strategy so heavily on migration, and you were getting wins anyways. I was like, this isn't fair. How is he doing it?
Against Manning, right? With
Yeah, like the full
Koreans.
water, and then you did against Daniel as well. Had Daniel just TC'd the middle and made some, like, to boomed, instead of going full water into your, I think you were Koreans there. I think it would have been a struggle for you as well. But you definitely have preferred the water approach, so it does make sense that you would want Italians, which is probably maybe the better civ for fighting fully on water.
Yeah, and getting gill nets after controlling the water is quite nice.
Yeah. So transport
It's a good
timing's
tip. It's a
tricky.
good tip.
The plus 200 wood you then get with the Dravidians is why I think the GL boys and myself feel like it's the best, because you can afford so much. And since it's fast castle, you're soon going to get the additional 200 wood when you make it to Castle Age as well. And that can allow you to make ships, but it could also allow you to make a barracks and a stable. I expect both players to try this. Hera's making his barracks on the island, his starting island, and he's going to try and make his stable in the middle. And then Lierrey is going to build his barracks in the middle, which is actually ideal because the barracks... Oh, never mind. He's making the barracks at home.
It's exact. Look at the uptimes. They're playing complete mirror matchup.
Yeah.
So we will figure out what team is better. Like everything is exactly the same so far.
True. Yeah. Yeah, you're not kidding. Now, I don't remember the math on it, but I did ask someone to do the math at some point and tell me how much would you save with the cheaper Japanese fishing ships. And I think with 10 fishing ships, it's like 150 wood-ish.
I think it's 10 wood per fishing ship, something like that.
Yeah.
Nothing major. But the Dravidians get dock. Like they even have exactly the same resources.
Why is
collected.
Lierrey not getting loom? What are we doing?
Oh, quick wall. I would quick wall that.
Yeah, I know you would. You just set the bar so much higher than everyone else, though. That's the problem.
I know. He actually managed to quick wall, but it was hitting scout diagonally.
Well, already we see it, right? Both players know about the build, right? But Hera immediately hunting with his scout to find some damage there. And Hera actually didn't research Loom himself, so a bit of a risky business there not doing that. But nice job there from Hera, and this is huge because it delays the castle time from Lierrey. He still hasn't
The
built his market.
market is there. Why didn't he start it at home now and he lost the villager?
Yeah,
That's absolutely massive.
market just needed to be at home. Stable would be up. Actually, you could argue the two villagers could have actually fought off the scout because Loom was on the way. And a really good start for Hera here. And I was thinking about it before the series. And listen, I've been looking at scheduling rooms, right? I've been talking to lots of players. I have a really good feeling of who's the most active, who's in the better spot. And considering that Hera spends a lot more time on the game, and the last couple of times they faced each other, it's gone to the final game and Hera has won. I think it's small things like that that are going to make the difference in this series, and I think Hera's going to find those small moments today.
Well, people overestimate the activity on the streaming and ladder games. That's not as important.
I agree.
Like
Yep.
Viper even point out that's actually bad for the player. Like that kind of gives you the wrong idea how to play the game.
Okay. Yep.
It's just a pure meta or you pure troll in the ladder.
Yeah.
But Lierrey is very efficient with his practice. Before tournaments, I know he's playing with Heart, with Hera obviously, and so on. So his practice is 100% efficient. But
Yeah.
Hera is obviously a streamer, streaming quite a few hours per month. And his games are keeping him sharp, right?
Yep.
But will not help him as much as Lierrey games in his practice.
Yeah. No, 100%. I agree with you. In this case, Lierrey didn't know when this series was supposed to be played, and it was not confirmed until 32 hours ago. So I think in terms of the mindset of I'm playing this, I'm doing this at this time, Hera's has that, but interesting little choke point here, Dow. This would just be full demo territory for me right here in this choke.
Well, I guess eventually they will stop fighting because Demo will protect it and focus on collecting relics in the middle.
Wow,
Oh,
okay.
this spot is a bit vulnerable if he loses the water.
Yeah, Hera getting Loom. He kept his scouts at home because he was scared of losing the Vills. He gets the dock upgrades much faster here because he had his buildings up. So 4-1 KD for Hera turns into a 5-1. Could be more. He's really close to Lierrey's fishing ships here.
Yeah, sure, distance is now playing a big role because, well, the market in the middle. If that was at home, he would be fine.
Oh, big demos, though. Hera didn't split away from that, and Lierrey stabilizes. And that was because Hera was fighting with the light cav. No TC yet for Lierrey. This could be awkward.
3 villagers will help.
Yeah, they need to.
Let's go, girls.
Yeah, they need to. Oh, man, it just feels like they had the same start. It was so similar, but the slightly faster uptime has not done enough for Hera.
And back to stable game. Like even the fishing ships number is exactly same. 10.
Wow. Now, this is cool. You know what I love from Lierrey here? The dock in the north for a bit more safe fishing is really smart
Oh
with
yeah,
this distance.
yeah. That's amazing. And he's probably adding fishing ships constantly their whole game. That will be unspotted, right?
Yep.
You will never go long distance to fight when distances are so short.
Yeah, Hera could maybe do a similar thing, but that would require him using villagers in the middle to do that. And Lierrey bouncing back here, killing the first fishing ship of the game. And Hera's TC spot, we have to say, like, kind of the worst spot he could have chosen here.
Yeah, the area of the map he took that, well, how do you call it? Like a small part, while Lierrey is in the main land there, which is way, way better TC spot.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of protection, like grabbing relics will be easier from that spot. A bit unlucky from Hera, but, I mean, he could have made transport somewhere else as well.
Yep. I like this Hera trying to use his monk to convert the ships.
That's exactly what you're missing. Monks dominating water as well.
Next DLC, Doubt. Don't worry. We're gonna have monks that can attack. We're gonna have monks that can garrison. We'll have water monks in the next DLC.
Monk in transport ship can convert. Give me that. See a bonus.
All big booms coming here. Hera could get a 1 for 3 on those demos if Lierrey doesn't split them up. Got to be really careful here, Lierrey. And Hera as well, obviously. Looking pretty good for Lierrey at the moment. He's getting some really good trades against Hera. A very nice recovery, because I was concerned when he was later to the ship upgrades that he wasn't going to have the numbers here.
Only 2 fire galleys now. Like, let's check economy. I'm really curious what Steve is better here. Yeah, slightly more collected for Hera.
Yeah. Well, the thing that Hera's done that Lierrey has not is he's farming around his starting TC. So he has farmed a lot there.
But Lierrey got that top dog fishing with that would be that's a game winning move.
Yeah.
If it goes unnoticed and game is even, that's massive.
Like have going down underneath the TC. This map is so tricky to play. Hera, a little light on support though. He just doesn't have a lot of navy. He doesn't have a lot of light cav. Having said that though, Lierrey doesn't have many vills in the middle. He did get that TC up a bit later. He's only got 4 vills there. But God, these guys are so good. It's just like so close. It's 62 population right now, Doubt. It's the same.
Absolute mirror. Nobody even grabbed the relic yet.
Yep.
Exactly the same game.
Yep.
And then you say Lierrey didn't practice it. I don't do this build good enough, and I'm like playing every day.
Yeah, I know.
This
Seriously.
is a perfect execution.
Yeah. Well, there was that narrative with Lierrey in the past, right? Where like when people thought he could be the next #1, and he wasn't getting to finals all the time. But then, like, Lierrey kept doing his thing, living his life, and then he's gotten to, like, so many finals consistently. And I think people realize, like, oh, actually, he seems very well prepared. And, like you said, he's just efficient with his time in the game, which is really nice for him as he defends against Hera's light cav. He also defends in the choke and pulls away from the demo. And then we still got fire action going on the other side of the mainland as well, where Lierrey does have more ships.
In the end, nothing is happening on the water, right? Having more fire galleys, like double the fire galleys, yet Lierrey cannot take full control of the water.
Yep. I like the forward dock.
Yeah.
That's really smart play, and that could be great. Now, there's not many fishing ships there from Lierrey anymore, so that brings us back to the top dock. But I like the positioning there a lot.
That's a nice idea, but probably too little, too late. Like at this point of the game, your fish is empty, right? Around docks. Well, Lierrey's fish is empty as well, so that dock will not accomplish a lot at this point.
Look at the farming eco from Hera right now on his starting TC. He's got
addicted.
16 farms. He's addicted to the farms, and he lands a big demo there on Lierrey. And I can't help but feel like this game's going to Imp, and having that cheaper Imperial Age is going to be so good for Hera.
Yeah, that's where the 200 wood bonus per age is not as equal as cheap premium.
Yep.
And cheap upgrades for fire galleys.
Big fight there from Hera as well. He killed both of Lierrey's monks and is pushing back Lierrey's light cav. So Hera has more light cav in the middle.
But there is the only one with the relic. That monastery spot from the Hera is hunting him. He cannot get out to grab a single relic. There is no way.
Yeah. Even the TC spot, right? He hasn't been able to breathe much. Does kill another monk, though, from Lierrey. Interesting situation here in this game. It's been back and forth. It's very close. Still could go any direction here. But
Well, here with more villages, but a little bit more fishing ships, making the population kind of even, right?
Yeah.
11, like insane game.
yeah, seriously, so clean. And these guys know it too, right? Like they're practice partners otherwise, so. And I believe they also had played some practice sets. I don't know to what extent, but I heard Hera talking about it at one point that they had
Here
played together.
did
So.
mention earlier that his main practice partner was actually ACCM.
Okay. Well, they're on separate sides of the bracket. The time zones maybe make it so Hera in the evenings could do it. So that would make sense.
Well, he knew like he needs to face Lierrey in the quarterfinals, right?
Yep. Yep.
So you cannot prepare with Lierrey to play against Lierrey.
Yeah. I think it was like group stage, but I'm not sure. Maybe I was thinking of something else. Anyways, Hera's going to drop...
Castle!
He's going to drop a castle down. Now,
I'm here for this one.
You're the best at gauging if castles go up or not. What do you think about this one?
I always say it goes up. That's my problem.
That is such a true statement, though. It's not even a joke.
It will go up. It's 100% up. There is nothing.
Oh, man. That's such a good one from Hera there. And Hera might not have the fish, but he will have a castle, and he knows it will go up, too, because he's not even building that with all of his villagers.
Confident. And look at that TC. Like, that's a smart move I need to add up to the game as well.
I mean, it's going to go up. It's all a bait. Lierrey thinks he can deny it. It's all a dream. It's not going to happen.
Won't even snipe the monk, yeah.
Yeah. Whoa. All right, so on water, though, Hera's losing everything. Right? I mean, he pretty much had already lost his fish. But now, this becomes a land play.
Right? Well, Hera absolutely planned to lose water. It's not accident, right? He already had fish. He already had so many farms.
Yep.
That's a huge wood investment. He planned to lose and focus on the land. And with that TC in front of the castle, that's it. The whole main area will be his for a very long time.
Yeah, and Lierrey wants to go imp. And to go imp, he would want a castle in a safe position to be able to trap this down. And quite honestly, like, I mean, great damage control from him to somehow quick wall with the university. But it's not looking good for any of the villagers that are on land right now.
Yeah, fast team timing won't matter a lot if you don't have like a castle and few units to support it.
Yep.
And the Lierrey doesn't have any of those. Like, he will have water control.
This would be if the barracks would have been made on the shoreline. Having some cheap pikemen with the Dravidians would have been super helpful here.
Oh, another castle. Hera loves those.
So, what's the thought process from Hera after this? Do you idle your TCs and go imp?
I think he's too focused for that at booming, but yeah, that would be ideal.
Okay.
Like, you pin in your opponent, all you need is like bomber cannons right now, and you will hold him here forever.
Yeah. Lierrey is going to click up. Hera just has Lierrey surrounded. And the imp TC choice from Lierrey. What are you doing? Go imp with the starting TC.
And castle there. Okay, that's not going to happen.
That TC could go down. If he clicked imp in that TC, he's not even going to think about it.
That is like castles should be able to kill TC quite fast, right?
Yeah. Especially if there's units inside. And the light cav, I guess, are going to chase Vills. But if they can't find any other target, Hera might just sit back and attack this TC. So far, it's at 30%, so I guess Lierrey might make it. But oh god, now it's castle. This one might not go up.
It's a perfect Imperial spot for that TC because you will never guess. Like, it's impossible to think he will go from that one. It's perfect, man.
Oh, man. Well, Hera, I mean, you know, he lost the water, but like you said, felt calculated. He's had a lot more land focus here. And he's all over Lierrey in the middle with the light cap, with the Genoese. If this castle doesn't go up for Lierrey, he's completely dead. It has to go up.
It will go up. Might lose a few more villagers, but yeah, it's going up. That one I know.
All right. It'll go up. Hera will have to back away. Could lose a lot of his Genoese. Some players would move away a little bit earlier, expecting that you're going to take losses if you don't. The MTC is being attacked. Oh, God.
What percent? 70. Oof.
It's going to be way too close. I don't know now. No. I think he's going to lose.
It's him.
I think he's going to lose it.
No, it's 900 more HP. It's him.
It's going to be way too close now.
It's not that close. It's him.
It's going to be way too close. Hera moved away. Hera moved away.
Easy. Told you it's a perfect MTC. You would never guess that one.
Perfect MTC, perfect castles, perfect everything from Lierrey. Never a doubt. And guess what?
Calculated.
Now, Hera's in Castle Age. So if Lierrey could just get some trebs, he could take down both Hera castles. This is crazy.
Now, if Lierrey is really prepared and really smart here, land his main TC.
Yeah.
He knows his whole economy had to be farming early, and that TC got a lot of economy. He got water control, like a small landing group there, and here, look at that economy. That's, I don't know, 63 villages.
Yeah.
All gone.
Hera is not. He's gone really heavy on stone. Like, he could repair castles forever. He's got 2k stone, but I just feel like maybe you should sell 1,000 of it to buy food and click Imp here.
He didn't even do the armor on the Lycav, so I don't think he's thinking about him.
Yeah. Is using monks to convert some random villagers here. Still no answer to the Trebs, of course. And what a game to start the series. I mean, Hera obviously has looked amazing the last 5 or so minutes, but just like it was maybe calculated from Hera to lose the water, it was calculated from Lierrey to spend a little bit less on land so he could get to the Imperial Age like this.
Yeah, their approach was slightly different. Thank God, it was not like absolute mirror. But here it's like killing uphill castle. Sure, it's nice. You have castle. You're Imperial Age, he's Castle Age. But when you have Imperial Age timing, you need to kill wheels.
Yep.
And the only wheels to kill are on the main island. And look at the Hera. Dropping, he knows his vulnerable spot.
And
this guy's prepared.
And imping with the starting island with this, which is really
Makes
important.
sense.
Oh man,
That's preemptive. That castle, I love it. That's such a prepared player.
well, he might be thinking he needs to come back on water, right? Hera might be thinking, I now hold on land because I have control here, and then if I do that while also coming back on water, because Lierrey's not going to look to water for a while, it could make sense. I mean, Lierrey, his thing though is archer play, right? So he's going to have the 3 ranges producing archers. Still missing a lot of upgrades, but I love this castle. He's just going to keep moving forward. He feels he has enough army to hold. And if he can get this castle up, which is still to be seen, then his Trebs can sit right underneath it and hit everything he wants.
Yeah, that's the most important heal in the game. And he's getting that. The goal control will be the next critical spot. And Hera is running low on that one.
Almost feels like if Hera had just sent some of these TCs to the right, far away from this, he'd have so much more time. But you're
and
right.
There's a one hidden villager there making dogs. Amazing fishing economy, like that's a brilliant move.
Oh,
I love
seriously.
it.
Yeah, he's still adding fish too. That is so good. We'll know that Hera castled the main island. We'll know that Hera's going to be up to Imp. But Hera, he had 2 castles on the mainland. Now he's got 1, and that's going to be trebbed out. So he's not going to have a lot of stone.
But he got 55 farmers. Like that's Hera. Even migration, give me the farms. Feels like he will go Hussars here.
Yeah, he should. He absolutely should. And, Lierrey, I wonder if he's going to be thinking he has the eco to switch into pikes. Because a lot of times archer players are just going to continue with trebs, archers, and castle drops. They're not going to ever switch.
Luckily for him, Dravidians do have a cheaper halberdier upgrade that will help him a lot, right?
Yeah,
His economy is on the limit.
Yeah. Yeah, and he is still working on getting ranged upgrades. I think at the very least, you have to at least max out on your archers before you make that switch, if you've committed so much to this.
Like the best thing Hera can actually do is snipe those fishing ships. That they are keeping their economy for Lierrey, right? His farming number is not that impressive. It's all about fishing ships.
Yeah. Having said that, Lierrey did farm a decent amount in his starting island too, though. So good from these two. As he looks to expand, and Hera will lose his castle. Hera will lose his castle before he gets his second treb out of it. Hera going for Cavalier here, Doubt. Cavalier with the Italians.
It's a good thing when you have momentum, right? But you will, like, Lierrey will never leave the hill. You will never have a cost-efficient engagement ever against Lierrey Micro as well.
Especially with the double castle. Also kind of hard to raid because everything's so squished here. But I think these are the players just playing towards their strengths, right? Hera playing towards the farms and playing towards the cav. And Lierrey playing towards the archers. And here we go. Big engagement. It's going to be really hard to get a good engagement on the arbs. Hera will just go for the trebs here.
Double conversion for Lierrey, that's absolutely massive. Like, basically killing 2 instantly and having a mid shield for free.
Yeah. We'll lose some trebs, which obviously hurts, gives Hera an opportunity to push back. But Hera only has 1 treb of his own. And Cavalier costs gold. Whereas just the Hussar choice for Hera might have offered the same amount of value against the trebuchets there.
And that now gives info to the Lierrey, right? Okay, I need helps.
Yep. I feel like a lot of players aren't teching into help earlier, though, with Dravidians. They're not accounting for the cheaper dock tech. Not dock, sorry. Barrack technology.
But he's doing tampering. He just wants his archers first.
Yep.
And here's the barrack in the middle. Okay, good.
Wow, what a game. Hera still has pretty decent eco. A lot of that's protected on his starting island, and then on the left side too. Like, the stables are everywhere. The production's everywhere. Hera's Treb, though, will go down to the Arbalest, and this gives Lierrey time to back away to his castle and just get the barracks down here.
If Lierrey climbs on that last hill, the game is over. That last hill will split Hera economy in half, right? And then he just jump left, jump right. Yeah, it will be in such a awkward spot for him then.
Yeah, I think if he has help as well, right? Like, Hera needs a big fight before Lierrey has help. You shouldn't give him the opportunity here, Lierrey. You shouldn't give him that opportunity. You have castles. Your opponent does not. He backs away towards his castle. Got a little too far out here, but he finds the choke point, and that is the dream spot for the archers.
You just cannot have a good engagement, right? He traded in the end inefficiently, lost like 5-6 cavalry to 4-5 crossbow. It's a cheaper unit. Okay, bomber cannon, that will help a lot.
Yeah.
Now when they squish like that, the bomber cannon will be so much DPS.
I can't tell if Lierrey... Sometimes he follows so far forward with his arbs, I can't tell if it's intentional or not. But you know it always is, right? He doesn't look away from his army.
It is. He didn't waste them, right?
Yeah.
Every fight was very efficient so far.
This is where, with the resources that Lierrey has, having the cheaper barrack technologies is so nice. Like, you should be able to tech help pretty shortly. He's dropping tons of barracks here. Hera needs to find a way to switch the attack to a different area, but I just don't know if that's a possibility on migration. Maybe you do have to just fight the middle here.
I think definitely have to fight middle, and he needs to switch as well. Yeah, he's going skirms.
Yeah.
He's going skirms.
It's almost the opposite of what you might expect, right? Like, open range units switch to cav makes more sense sometimes, but Hera had such a good eco. He's going Hussar as well, so it's probably the last of the Cavalier we'll see. Just going to be full trash, which means we could see the Dravidians make champion at some stage.
And look at the nice rating of 6 Arbalests, getting him of gold.
Yep.
But here obviously spotting that reacting. It's hard to raid on this map. It's so small in the middle.
Yep. Attack round from Hera there misses. And there's a window here for Lierrey to push because Hera does not have full upgrades on skirms yet. And he doesn't have the numbers. And he's going to take the window. He's going to push in. He doesn't have the stone to be able to castle that hill you talked about, though, Dal.
Yeah, that's massive. But he have 0 villagers on stone.
Yeah.
Right? He will never be able to castle it.
A nice micro there from both players. I think Hera taking the best fight he could probably take against Halbs because the upgrades weren't in, but that's still a gold unit in the Cavalier you're losing. Bombard cannons from behind this doing a lot of work for Hera, though.
Actually, a cleanup. I didn't see this as a cleanup.
Yep. Hussar skirm, pretty cost effective. Hera banking up a lot of gold as well. Could just use the gold to make bombard cannons. And we see supplies for Lierrey. So Lierrey's already thinking about champion. I'm really surprised that he isn't trying to tech switch when he's at 200 pop. He's doing it now.
I think he believes Hera is struggling for gold, right? He's going trash units, and champions is then like checkmate.
Yep.
But in reality, so much gold in bank. Italian cheap cannoneers, right?
Yep.
Won't be a best option for here. And he already got ranges prepared, so champion switch will be disaster here.
Yeah, you need to, like... If your opponent has any gold, it feels like they mix in 10 to 12 archers or hand cannons with their army, and then your champions just die. And Lierrey really stopped producing here. He's at 16 arbs. He's going for man-at-arms now! This is going to take a long time.
Well, he already started production. He just needs to hide it. If he shows many times, cannoneers will already be there, and then the whole momentum is gone.
The Hera's going to go arbs, it looks like. As Hera moves forward with his bombard cannons, really risky because the Treb's fired. And Hera backs away at the perfect time, it seems like.
There is nothing more annoying than Treb sniping the bomber cannon.
Agreed. What's
and
worse?
He showed a lot sword.
What's worse though, that or like monks?
Monks. There is no question about that. Like, no,
Okay.
Yo monks. Yo, I have to be specific. Yo monks are the worst.
Okay, yo monks. Now, I have to say, I don't think I've ever seen someone so annoyed at monks that they would send 6,000 longswords into Aztec monks when they have a 40 villager lead.
Too early, man. Too early.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Maybe a light kill would have been a better option that game.
Yeah, maybe. Big fight still as Lierrey has to hold this hill. He has no stone to repair. And his Trebs are actually missing some of the cannons, but the two-handed swordsman and the arbalest are not. It's a very nice find there for Lierrey.
I'm not sure, but like obviously arbalists are better, easier to produce grasping wood, but hand cannoneers, they better against champions, especially now with extra armor. It's 6 armor. It's quite tanky even against them.
I have to say though, like, yeah, Dravidian's champions, it's all good, right? As weird as it sounds, as Hera's gonna get relic number 3, I prefer Hera's position right now. I think he's got access to gold in different areas. I think Hussar, Arb, Skirm, Treb, I think it's better than championed Halb on the other side.
Well, they're trading quite efficiently, and in the end, it will be wood control.
Yeah.
Larry got more wood control.
This is crazy, man. Like this, it's crazy to me that this is actually so close for the first game.
Look at the score, like exactly the same.
Yeah, seriously. A sick play from both players. It like similar strategy at the build-up, but it's turned into different players using their bonuses in different ways.
But
feels like these hills.
For Hera is getting out of control.
Yeah, Lierrey just can't afford to make more army, it seems like, and his eco does not seem to be quite as strong. Res collected this game has been even, I'm sure. Hera with the bombard cannon there moves forward onto the Trep. We'll take that Trep. Nothing from Lierrey yet, and like ever since he clicked champion, he's not had.
You have to make them.
Yep.
You have to make them then. And oddly enough, like they completely ignore the water. Like 50% of the map is water. Nobody cares.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe a couple cannon galleons could make sense to
absolutely
take some castles. Yeah,
especially for Lierrey, right? Because Hera is all around the coastline.
Yep.
Water control will destroy him completely. Like whole economy would be gone.
Especially the castles that Hera has, right? Those castles would go down. Hera wouldn't make Trebs. Hera's collected 10k more res, by the way. 10,000 more resources this game. Crazy.
Farming paying off.
Yep. And Lierrey...
Like how the game is so close.
Yeah, it feels like Lierrey doesn't have the army numbers. The champion's going to have to do it. Do you squeeze in... crap, what's that tech called? The...
armor one.
The armor one, yes. Yeah, you're the co-caster, though. You're supposed to know this.
I don't know any name of any unique tech, I believe.
God, I should know this. I'm sorry. Anyways, that one. Do you squeeze it in? I think you do. There it is. Wood Steel. You were right, Down.
He was banking for that one, but he's out of gold. Like, it's now or never with those champions.
Yeah. All right. Wood
That
Steel.
won't do anything. There's even a tower. Like, what? When did he make the tower?
I feel like ignoring armor doesn't help against the issue here, right? The ranged units. It does not help.
If you don't attack them, you don't care about ignoring the armor.
Yep. And Hera's army count is so good. Killing Hera villagers right now would actually just give Hera more and more military. Because he has quite a few units in queue right now.
For sure, like, the villager numbers should constantly drop down now. That's something we never do. Like, at a certain point of the game, delete 20 villages. You get the momentum, you get so much cost-efficient fights.
I think, especially on a map like this, where it's like one hill's going to decide the game, I think that would always make sense as we see the Pavise upgrade for Hera, so his archers will have a bit more armor. And Hera getting ready to take his fight, and I'm just not seeing Lierrey get an army together here. And Hera has just been stuck with him all game. Hera took the control on land. Hera then backed away and expanded his economy massively in this game. And I'm not seeing any unit go over population of like 20 or so for Lierrey. He's just losing everything here.
But he is constantly 200 population.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I hate this fight. He's downhill, feels like less unit, but he's still 200 population.
I guess the consistency and how long a player can produce is the important thing here. And I think those arbs for Hera in the back have gotten a lot of value there. And the Hussars, there's 40 of them on the field, and he's got 20 more in queue. You're right, though. Hand cannons, like maybe 10 hand cannons instead of arbs, I think would help a lot more.
Would be way better DPS. And Italian bonus. You need to use your 3 bonus.
Yep. Hussars
now
for
the
Hera.
next best move. Transport 20 Hussars to the farming eco. Game over.
Yeah.
You got the dog there ready, just get the transport.
If it's not already game over after this castle goes down. That's what it feels like, right? Champions have already done a decent enough job in that fight. It's the first fight where I really saw the strength of the champions. But the castle's down for Lierrey. He'll be raided to death now by Hussars, I feel.
Well, last 10 minutes he's fighting downhill. That cannot be too good.
Yep. And never was really able to get that hill from Hera, and Hera wants to take that hill from him.
Lierrey missing stone. Once he pushed the knights away. If he had stone to drop the castle there, like
Yeah.
buy, do whatever. That
Yep.
like what Hera is doing right now to him. You want to fight, you take that kill. It's such an amazing thing with the castle.
Yeah, I think Hera, it's slow because the constant production from Lierrey, but he's taking the much better fight. He has been for a long time. And that castle will go up. Lierrey knows it, and the GG is called. An amazing first game. Hera with the expansion, right? And thinking long term gets the job done. That was so sick.
When I see them playing, I'm wondering how I'm still competing. Like, what I'm doing here. That was like flawless play by both of them.
Yeah, so good. But let's talk about it, right? Obviously, so good, so close. But what was the difference? Because Lierrey was an Imperial Age for minutes faster. What? I mean, you did just mention it with the castle, perhaps. But was that the only thing Lierrey was missing to maybe cut Hera's eco apart here with the forward castle?
Well, counter units, like basically Hera hold everything with all his Skirm and Arbalest mass.
Yeah.
They counter whole army.
Yep.
Like Arbalest and Halbs, you cannot do anything. And Dravidians, missing the light cab, right? Missing the good cavalry is a huge, huge deal.
Yeah. I think from my perspective, and I'm not sure how realistic it was, because to me it kind of felt like Lierrey was a bit light on gold. But I would have liked to see Lierrey make full ARB, full HAL, and go up to 200 pop before ever tech switching champ. Or, and maybe even mix in some of his own bomber cannons at some stage. He never made a single bomber cannon.
Dravidians also cheaper bomber cannon, right?
Yeah.
On the wood at least.
Yeah. But I think,
reasonable to use them.
but it was obvious that it felt like Lierrey was on some type of clock economically because he just didn't have as much of the island. As weird as it seems to say, he just didn't have as much gold control. As split as Hera was for a while there, so.
Maybe if he actually stopped making Arbalest and switched skirmishers and champions,
Halves?
that would be
Ooh.
and halves, obviously. That could maybe break with wood steel.
Yeah.
That could maybe break him. But Arbalests were like very expensive and not accomplishing anything here.
Yeah, and then you have the gold, because like you said, ARBs were expensive. That's an idea.
then you would keep
Skirms
bomber
do fire
cannon, like.
faster as well with the Dravidians. Yeah, really tricky, but I think at the end of the day, just like so good from both of them, right? Hera takes the first game, and knowing how these two play, Lierrey's going to be able to bounce right back in the next game. All right, so game number 2. I mean, with how back and forth these players tend to be, and with how close each game is, feels like must win for Lierrey, right? He's got to respond. He's gone Malians, which surprises me a little bit based on his draft. And then we have Hera going for the Incas, which does not surprise me at all because we've seen Incas picked quite a few times in groups. And we just had a set in the previous quarterfinal where Tato showed the strength of the Incas dealt.
Yeah, in my opinion, Incas is the best land tier right now. Now, I say that as a guy who uses market a lot, and that helps with them. But for me, they're just so good. They can do so many things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can, like, if you don't respect the eagle, you can die to them. And that's a huge aspect of the meta tips, and Inca does it the best.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, you try and deal with the eagle, and then you go for knights, but then they have pikemen, or then they have Kamiok, or then they have monks. So you're like, okay, I can't do that. Then we'll go infantry, and then you go infantry, and then they have the slinger, right? And they can still play standard and aggressive through archers. Combined with the llama, combined with the extra pop space on the houses, like this Civ, there's still bonuses.
Saving stone as well for the castle.
Saving stone with castles and towers. Also, the food cost on some of the units I mentioned is discounted. Like, this Civ is it used to be the jack of all trades, master of none, but they're kind of like the master at everything. Like, they could be offensive with it too.
I would trade it all back for the good old feudal age villagers bonus.
Thank you, Doubts. Thank you.
That was the best part of the ceiling.
Thank you. Oh my god.
Now it's a proper meta team, but I want those villagers. That was so good. First building blacksmith, send the boys.
Yeah. Okay, here's a question. Feel free to say no comment, right? If you don't want to be on like their bad list, not that they have one.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the devs are against like really unique openings? Like, for example, the tower, the Noboru meta with the blacksmith upgrades, and then like when Huang was rushing with Dark Age militia, Celts had the faster militia in Dark Age for forever, right? And they took that away as well, and it's never come back. Do you think they don't like off meta starts? What are your thoughts?
I think they don't like strategies that will annoy most of the ladder, right?
Okay.
Like, for example, with Huang Rush, you can jump from 1k elo to 2k in a day. And you did not learn the game. It just
Yeah.
the strategy, the opening is so hard to counter
Yeah.
at earlier elo. Like later on, it's fine, right?
Okay.
And that's like Inca is broken in that way with villagers. Now we have Sicilians that has to go, right?
Yeah.
It's making
Bohemians.
like
Did you see the Bohemians one yet?
I heard about that from Viper. I did not see it. Actually, I saw it, but I didn't do it yet.
Okay, well, it'll be perfect for you. I actually think it's way easier to counter than Sicilians, but see, I'm torn on it. I agree. You don't want like one tricking to dominate the ladder, but I feel like with the Sicilian strategy already being an example, people are figuring out unique ways to play against it and things you could maybe try. So I kind of like that period, especially in ranked games. It's like just because it works a couple times because no one's expecting it, doesn't mean it's gonna work forever, you know?
It's like I think why they don't like it is I hear comments like, "Oh, doubt I saw your Sicilians build. I went from 1.6 elo to 2k in a day." That's you did not improve that much, man.
Yeah.
You're not playing better now.
Yeah,
You're
I mean,
just annoying the ladder.
but like, down, how many Mongol YOLO lamers have you faced in your 20 years playing this game? Like,
It's not the same level. It's
Not
not,
the
the same. Not
okay,
even close.
all right. I'm just curious.
You know, Not even close. Like this is just like you cannot. It's not a normal game, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
minute
yeah.
15, you have the sergeant with God knows how much armor raiding you.
All good, all good. Yeah, I mean, I felt like this was going to be a pretty bland Dark Age. I wanted to talk about it. We got it out of our system. It's fun to talk about, right? So Hera going up here on 20 pop. This is not going to be a build that incorporates an early barracks, so no militia. I don't think it'll be man-at-arms. I mean, it definitely will not be man-at-arms. So just full walls from Hera, and then Lierrey's got up very quick here. And I assume this is going to be scouts, but even with Malians, 18 population scouts is a little bit faster than you typically see.
I honestly think this was not the original play by Hera. He saw his gold is back, he can fully wall, and if you get to the castle age with Incas, you're living the dream, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
let's just use my map. I don't think he planned to play. This is not how Hera plays normally.
Yeah, he did have a tendency to always like opt for the really defensive openings in the past, but I feel like obviously he still does that from time to time, but I feel like he's definitely got a little bit more aggression.
Yeah.
In
This is
mind
more
at
like
times.
your playing. Your plays with early walls and better too. That's how he plays. And Hera now kind of copies that with, well, good map, good save. Why not?
Yep.
It's a tournament game.
Yeah, and I think also there's got to be worry here because he doesn't want the lack of mobility for the Incas to become a problem. So if he knew that Lierrey was going scouts, which he does know, he did just scout that. He just doesn't want Lierrey to have any potential to get in his base with even just like 2 scouts, right? Because the 2 scouts would be so annoying, I'm sure.
Yeah, with good micro, it's always a word, right? Forever and ever. Like for me, it's more annoying to have 2 scouts in. By myself, I need to control them. But with a bit faster APM, oh god. When I see Qual, I don't go in. I don't go in. Like I prefer them hitting the house outside.
Well, I mean, you say that and you're joking, but honestly, if you don't get damage with the scouts inside, sometimes it really hurts, right? Like you almost feel like you have to kill something if you have the scouts within their walls because you're going to need those scouts for vision and for awareness over the rest of the game. So I get it.
Well, this is exactly where Lierrey needs to make a decision. Will he go Castle Age? Will he push all in feudal? One or other, Tower Rush maybe. He needs to make a decision right now. He knows enemies fully walled. He's Incas. If you play to the Castle Age against fully walled Inca, well,
Yep.
you have a problem, my man. So, well, he is walling as well. Okay, he will stop making units. He will not transition to the range. Not sure if I like that. You kind of play against player that already opened that way, and he's already ready, while you're just reacting to the same strategy with same strategy.
Yeah. I'm not sure I like the Malian Civ pick here, honestly. Like, I feel like the maps where the Malians will shine are going to be maps where you get the you make use of spending more wood on your buildings. So maps that have water, for example. And like
I
here,
agree.
I'm not sure. Like Spiral, for
gold
example,
bonus,
could have been
right?
really good. Yeah.
But it's like if you control the middle, you don't need gold bonus. Like you're dominating anyway.
Yeah. I was expecting Portuguese from him. I felt like Portuguese would cheaper gold units, the slightly better eco with the wood from the berries. It feels a bit more smooth to go, like knight crossbow combination, which honestly might be what you need against the Incas. Because Hera's basically said, I will take no damage. I will play as safe and passive as possible. Play low risk here. And what are you going to do about it?
And in the end, he got the archers to pressure Lierrey walls. Now, will Lierrey react to that at all? Will he get the range? Like, I wouldn't be even surprised. No, you cannot. Go champions, right? Longswords. They are slingers.
Yeah, you
Incas
can.
are so damn good.
Yeah, Lierrey might be looking at this like, what more can I do? And this has honestly pretty much been the standard on Golden Pit. We've had a couple games where there's been a bit more aggression, but it's just pretty easy wall. And players always build up towards Castle Age here. So I'm even a little surprised that Hera's getting fletching, in all honesty. But we'll see if it pays off.
It's a small investment, but yeah, Lierrey is close to go up. And with that mining camp on the stone, you have to use market. Come on. You can get enough stone for TC whenever you want.
Yeah, I think, like, if you haven't made an archer range yet, you don't ever want to make the range, right? Like, making skirmishers now feels very unnatural.
Exactly, yeah. You're wasting the resources on unit that is not your long-term plan.
Look at Hera's limited scouting showed him where both golds were for Lierrey, and one is outside of the walls. So he knows pressuring here is really valuable.
Might force a tower or
This
a
is the
market here to wall.
Yeah.
But why they hate market so much?
I don't get it. I would have built the market
It's cheaper.
as well.
It's cheaper. As
Exactly. And you don't have to pull as many villagers. And also, if you do this, you're still going to be pulled off your golds.
well. And you can market after.
What? Did he do the market out? Oh, yeah, but he doesn't do the market when he's off his gold. Yeah.
No.
That's really weird to me. That is as clear a market drop as I think I've ever seen. And you still have problems now because the units can still break through. I'm so confused. What in the world?
Fletching thing off.
Yeah, 100%. And the eagles as well. And, I mean, this... You're going to wait for knights, and now you don't have gold. This is horrible for Lierrey at the moment.
Even the uptime is not that much faster. Here is close to click up, and, well, he got the units he want to continue already.
Wow. I mean, listen, we meme on you for the market. You admit it, so it's not even, memeing on you. You talk about it all the time. That felt like a clear one for anyone to just drop that market.
A perfect building to cover all that area for the walls. A cheaper building with Malians, and use it a bit as well, why not?
Yeah. I mean, well, clearly Lierrey not playing a lot of Tetris in his days off of Age of Empires. Because...
Well, he's young.
he probably doesn't even know what Tetris is.
That was the first game on the mobile phone.
Oh, man. Well, Lierrey did add some scouts, maybe expecting some monks. I like the light cav upgrade. And we've seen a lot of light cav this season because we've seen a lot of monks. So it's always good to have them out there.
Well, honestly, he's adding light here because he doesn't have gold. That's the only unit he can make right now.
Yeah, true. He also doesn't have a market either. It still feels
He
like
cannot
having
upgrade.
that.
Yeah. Maybe he will sneak a villagers outside to drop a TC in the middle. He still got the stone for it.
Yeah. I mean, he should be thinking... I think he's going to leave his base and maybe TC, but he should be thinking that he needs 50 gold for light cav. But honestly, with Lierrey, it wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't know how much gold light cav costs. He's checking tech tree. He's checking tech tree to see how much gold it costs. 100%.
How can I do it? It's 20 gold, right? I say perfect 20.
That is a tech tree pause if I've ever seen it. Oh, it was Hera pause. Okay, we should have known. Hera pauses a lot.
Well, he can collect gold now. I guess he'll collect, for the Lyco.
Yeah, but I guess like the problem here is you want a timing attack, right? You're still in with feudal age scouts, so not being able to upgrade these right away, this is kind of your moment before Hera's units get upgraded as well.
And here, obviously, doesn't know that Lierrey doesn't have gold, so he has to back away because maybe knights are coming.
Yeah.
You don't know how much he banked.
Yeah. All right, well, Hera played safe this game. He's up 1-0 here. He wants to get to the semis, which would be against Yo, by the way, which would be so good. And Hera's going to boom. Well, no, he didn't drop the TC. Sorry. He must have sold some of his stone earlier. How did you feel Yo played? Sorry, Dow.
What do you mean?
How did you feel Yo played? You played against him in groups. You probably watched some of his sets. What do you think about his level right now?
He is better version of Imperial, basically.
Okay.
He plays very defensive, he walls up, and he drafts that way that he gets better late game too. And he's just aiming to get to the late game. It's working out against anybody but the top 3 players, right?
Yep.
I think he will struggle a lot against Hera.
Could be. We'll see. Is there going to be a market here from Lierrey? Still no market? Feels like a good opportunity to drop a market. You kind of need it. Getting pressured big time here. He's going to drop the market in the back right now. He is casually building that TC. And Hera still trying to apply pressure. That is a lot of light cav, though, from Lierrey, we have to say.
Blocking the Monk tech. At least that's something, right?
Yeah, that's true. Stopping the inclusion of Hera going monks. I would have liked to see Hera think pikemen, but Eagles are so cheap, and they have so much more potential for offensive damage that I understand why Hera is probably just sticking with
Kinda
Eagles.
switch to the pikeman and the knight number gets out of control and there is not a single knight on the map. Okay, there is one.
Yeah. Yeah, now there's 2.
Clean up.
Lierrey gonna engage. Little surrounds here. It's been very patient from Lierrey. He's gonna engage against this. He does have bloodlines, does have attack, does have armor. Hera's archers aren't upgraded at all. Lierrey, he's gonna get this clear up.
Yeah, he didn't even lose that many units.
Yeah, impressive.
Home defense advantage because like the reinforcements. Hera was very careful. He didn't want to put waypoint and get picked up by the knights and so on. And he got cleaned up.
Yeah, man, I feel like I click pikeman immediately after losing that fight. Like, immediately. Really surprised Hera hasn't done
Pikeman
so.
or Monk. One of those two things
Yeah.
are must.
Yeah,
Well, he's walled. He's confident with that wall, with the quick wall behind that as well.
Yep. Also hasn't seen many knights, like you said. Feels like maybe Lierrey hasn't had access to gold. Obviously, Lierrey has access to more. Hera's going to take a fight next to Lierrey's base. Lierrey takes the fight, pulls back the weak knights. Very good value from the knights here from Lierrey. Oh, that's super good. Could have been a little bit better if he had an extra unit or 2. His light cav were in the middle, though.
Now quick walls. No, he will not dive in. Here is obviously very careful. He doesn't want to trade them for few villagers.
Hera happy to chew up the knight numbers. The engagements have been pretty calculated from both so far, I'd say. Right? Like, both players fairly comfortable with whatever fight they're taking.
Yeah, it feels like the only advantage Lierrey got right now is getting away without a range, right?
Yeah,
Here, still need to invest into archers and fletching and the range. That's a lot of resources they didn't, well, accomplish a lot in the end.
Yep. I guess Lierrey's game was freezing. I think it didn't affect the fights too much. Maybe a micro moment here or there, but
Is it pause again?
yeah, it's paused again for me. I wonder, they might try a restore. We had a similar thing with Tato ACCM earlier. So we're back in the game with the restore. Hopefully there's no lag. My capture age changed Hera's name, which is kind of funny. We'll fix that. And whose position do you prefer here, Doubt? Hera still not adding any pikemen, which is a shock to me.
He got monastery, 2 more barracks in the middle, and already having the middle control, it's quite nice. Then again, yeah, battles could be a long-term plan for Malians.
Yeah.
How they do against Slingers, I wonder?
Slingers should destroy them because they're infantry. But Gebetto... Oh, wow, that was a fast conversion from Hera. My God. What was that?
Welcome, that's new DLC. It's already affecting the game.
Jeez, but yeah, like, I think that both units would do a lot of damage to each other. The main issue for the Gebetto, obviously, is you got to get that castle up. And I don't know if Lierrey's planning on that, but he's fairly heavy on stone. He has not made any attempts to TC or fully control the middle yet. He's really being patient here.
He's only making knights, and like, I don't think he's using his C to maximum potential, right? Only 30 villages of gold is basically the whole C bonus. Like, if he was Portuguese, those knights would be way cheaper.
Yep. Yep. Did pick Dravidians the first game. Everyone loves the Dravidians on migration. Hera used the other Civ. People have loved the Italians. It was an amazing game. It was very close. This game here, very close. Lierrey on the prowl with light cav, hoping to kill monks. Hera's made it difficult by boxing out the light cav with eagles, but he's forgotten a couple. I would dive here to go kill those monks.
I would lose all I have, but I would dive as well.
Yeah, I would
They're
maybe
patient.
a lot of patience and a lot of respect for Hera's micro there. All right, big moment. It feels like Hera did convert a villager, which is actually going to give Lierrey more of an opportunity to fight now because one of the monks can't convert. He used both monks to convert that villager.
Oof, that's massive. And now he's on top of the hill as well. He needs to run away. And there's no pikeman yet. That's really surprising at this stage.
Yeah. He has had the gold, so maybe he felt like he could just go full gold unit here. But oh, weird fight. The pathing awful for the knights because the knights are bigger there. I think Lierrey's going to somehow get away from this, but, you know, Lierrey maybe giving himself the space to move forward with the TC, or maybe with the castle.
I think he's saving up for the castle, right? That's the only breeder, and then few eunuch units, and he's fine to go to him.
Yeah. Lierrey tries to get to the hill, knows the monks are out there, and is looking for them with the light cav. Actually, a really good fight for Lierrey. He'll kill the monks. He also kills some eagles, can run away with the light cav too. Now pikeman for Hera. That could have come out a little bit earlier for Hera. There's
What is that conversion? Another instant one.
It must be the doubt effect. You bring the instant conversions.
It could be, but usually it's against me. I guess I'm a Lierrey in this matchup.
Oh man, so many eagles here. Hera will have pikemen as well. Hera's getting raided underneath his TC. Hasn't fully reacted, but the knights don't have +2 armor, so the TC will take them out pretty quickly. Eagles and a knight that was converted into the back of Lierrey's eco, though, and Hera still has control of the middle, and Hera has so much more military than Lierrey, and Lierrey just does not have the army numbers right now, Doubt.
And all the gold is blocked. Every gold villager is more or less in the TC. You just need to stay here, and if he can hold for 1 more minute here, the next wave of the night doesn't exist.
Yeah, seriously, and 7 villagers have been killed. Hera kind of miscontrolling some units, too. He could be killing more right now. He's attacking the staple. That might have been the patrol. Sometimes it'll prioritize a building.
Oh, that's really bad.
That does bail Lierrey out a little bit. We might remember that if Lierrey ends up stabilizing. But I love Hera's position right now.
You got enough, like, this is a critical moment. Defensive castle, like, I don't know, deny or let's go in. Castle in the face, now or never.
Yeah, castle in the face. I mean, are you talking about Hera going castle in the face?
Yeah, man. Lierrey, what is that castle? You put the castle, you can resign, okay?
Well, I mean, he can't. The thing is the last 10 minutes, or 10 minutes, 2 minutes have been so bad for him. If he tries to go to the middle, Doubt, you realize it would not go up, right?
Doesn't matter, you end the game like this, you lose, but in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
If you make forward castle, you have a chance at least.
Yeah. Or even a castle closer to the middle, like where the eagles are on the other side of the houses. That would be way better because it gives you cover fire. Yeah.
At least that. Like this, there is no gold access, and how will you ever win without gold?
Honestly, like that area, this area we're looking at the map, this has been the problem for Lierrey. No market, letting the units in, having to leave the gold.
The whole game was there.
Yeah, the castle now here, like the whole game has been decided with that. And, you know, now it's like you begin to question, like, I've been watching these maps for 3 months. I haven't seen anyone ever pick Malians here. He had this civ, that civ on Golden Pit. Malians aren't a bad civ. They're a great civ. There's nothing to really get that disappointed about with Malians, but we are talking Hera here. And Hera's gone for a pick that you said maybe the best Tato used earlier to maximum effectiveness, so...
Well, they have answered to everything, which is quite cheap, and most importantly, the Eagles are such a snowball unit.
Yeah.
Once you have the lead, like...
Yeah, and Hera... I love Hera's constant aggression here, this game. Like, defense first, obviously, but then he said, okay, I'm just gonna send tons of vills to the middle and just have army spamming from barracks all the time. This is ridiculous. He has 5 barracks, almost, well, he stopped queuing now, but almost fully queued the whole time, and he's 3 TC booming.
Even redemption for him, like, he will break him out without siege, but with the monks can do that as well.
Yep. Converts a knight behind. The Hera doing everything he can. Now, what do you do with Hera? If you're Hera, do you drop the castle in the middle or do you drop it forward?
I think it's home right now. And look how Hera build the houses. I think it's to prevent like a potential castle drop in the face.
Yeah, true. He does need to break Lierrey here. Lierrey's on the way to the Imperial Age. He does still have gold. That's the thing about this map. You have enough gold to make it up towards him and think of some trebs maybe, but then you start to run out. He has some Gabetto.
Hera already switched to singers. Like, he thinks the only chance for Lierrey is Manatans. Like, let's mix few of them. I have already range. Why not?
Yeah.
Play safe.
That Gabetto as well. Maybe seeing behind the walls here after seeing the castle. Like Hera, he's not able to use his army right now, right? Like he's got the eco lead. He's got a massive army. But if Lierrey can go hand cannons, Could be
Ooh,
really
that's an
sick.
interesting option. And fast university. Okay, but maybe you should be a player, not a caster. That's actually smart.
The problem is I can make good decisions if I'm not dead by now.
Yeah, that's probably the only chance for Lierrey right now.
Yeah.
That counts as everything.
Yeah.
And it's fast.
And it's fast.
That's
Yep.
amazing. Good job. I'm impressed.
Don't say good job like I'm an 8-year-old. All right. And like I'm impressed like you didn't expect
Cappy
that
smiling
now.
for 1090.
Come on, get out of here.
One Cappy smiling.
I was happy that you were like by your tone that you were impressed, and then you just had to make it worse.
I had to ruin it.
Listen, I beat Nilly, man. Are you not impressed? I know Nilly's the GL strategist.
Bragging about beating Nilly is something else.
Poor Nilly. I knew that was gonna end up reflecting poorly on him, but I had to say it.
Everything reflects poorly on Nilly.
Well, I'll make sure I remind him that you said that when we cast tomorrow. Hera continuing to pressure, and Lierrey about to hit him. And quite honestly, he is probably overwhelmed right now. But he does click chemistry. He's dropping the ranges.
He heard you.
That is his best play back into this game against his full infantry play.
He just need to snipe those monks because they can be annoying. The only annoying unit against Kenkenir. And he's doing that, so
yeah.
Maybe he will stabilize.
Yeah, now Hera does have an amazing eco here. And I think just like Hera added the slingers when he expected Gibetto, he should know I'm vulnerable against hand cannons. He's played 1,000,001 games, right? What are you open to against the Malians if you go full infantry? Has to be hand cannons. I'd like to see ranges from Hera. Could see him just full eagle spamming and hoping to just kill the first wave of hand cannons, though, because Lierrey won't have gold.
And probably Lierrey will need to sell stones, so he will not have a good defense at home to counter the raids.
Yeah, true.
So Eagle Monk is maybe the best, but like the Incas get block printing, I believe, as well.
Ooh,
so
you
that
could.
be the instant.
I'm still really curious how hand cannon slinger would go. Because I don't know. Like, I haven't seen it at a large scale before.
I think I've never seen it in my life.
Yeah. Like, I think Slinger's good enough where you can at least make, like, 10 to 15 of them with the Eagles and probably be in a good spot.
Yeah. Probably that will be a first option. If no, never mind. He's upgrading crossbow.
Yep, upgrades that could have maybe come in a bit earlier for Hera, we have to say. Lierrey, recognizing he's on the clock, pushing to the middle, has Lycov and has Gabetto and has hand cannons now. Hera doesn't have Elite Eagle on the way. He has Imp Armor. And honestly, if upgrades could have come in a little bit earlier for him, maybe could have denied this castle, but that means it's the importance of the fast chemistry for the Malians. This is a really nice choice here from Lierrey, and he's got a chance here as he comes to the mid.
Army size way higher for Hera, but army choice way better for Lierrey.
Yeah.
And also the hill.
And we'll take Hera time to upgrade. There's Elite Eagle now. I mean, it's going to be tough for Hera to find good engagements. It feels like his Eagles are going to get smacked against the hand cannon Gabetto.
I'm surprised he went for the elite first. Like, he needs a crossbow tech or slingers at least.
Yeah. And maybe
This
just...
will not affect a lot.
And maybe Hera... I mean, in Castle Age, he didn't even make many pikes, so it seems like he has a lot of faith in just pure numbers here, even if the fights are inefficient. But Lierrey's up to 53 on food, and he has access to gold again, and he has a castle in the middle. His army count's looking pretty good.
And double castle for Hera in the middle might actually not pay off for him, because at home, he doesn't have that much protection.
Yep.
Like a reading can come in.
And Hera's going to have to be creative. If you cannot engage against a death ball, you go to their base and you split up. Would love to see even Eagles head over to the right side of Lierrey's eco where he doesn't have a castle. You can see Hera now, like, thinking, do I dive for the Trebs? Backs away. Really bold castle he's just placed to the right of all this. But he's been the one trebbing down Lierrey's castle, not Lierrey on him.
I think he will sacrifice everything just to get the cat, just get him all the gold.
Yep.
That's his win condition.
Yep.
Wrong
lose
units,
his Treb.
but get gold.
Yep. Hera did lose his Trebuchet. So that hurts for Hera. He doesn't have any Trebs now. But obviously only one Trebuchet now for Lierrey. And Lierrey has Eagles in the back of his base.
Oh, door trap. That's that.
What is that pathing?
That's that. That's massive. That's
Wow.
absolutely massive.
Hand cannons are
So
not cheap.
expensive.
By the way, Hera is producing eagles from the barracks he converted in Lierrey's wall, and he's sending it to the middle.
Will Trap survive? Oh!
Nope.
Some value of those 25 eagles at least.
Oh man. So now
It's castle.
now this is a castle you like to see, right? Right on the farming eco, making it awkward for Lierrey. Could also lose all the villagers, but it's worth the risk here.
Well, to be fair, the most of farming eco is on the left. It won't affect that much, but yeah, it's annoying. It's on top of the hill, most
Yeah.
importantly.
And Lierrey just hasn't had much in the middle of this game, right? And Hera's had time to get crossbowmen in and bracer, and Lierrey knows this is game over, and Hera up 2-0. Many people thought this was going to be the best quarterfinal, but let's not forget the previous quarterfinal, ACCM was up 2-0. And then,
Such a caster way to continue the hype. Look here, 3-0. Complete destruction.
yeah, okay. Well, doubt you. That's what you're for, right? What do you think, though? Like, game one, really close. The performance from Lierrey on this map, though. Thoughts?
I think he actually played better, but he had a burst save.
Or Sif, yeah. Interesting.
And
I
a
wouldn't
bit
be able to
worse
go
map.
that far. Like, Hera did an amazing job to play safe, right? I agree with that. But, like, having to be pulled off of gold, not having like have immediately upon Castle Age, not giving yourself a better chance to expand because of it, that's the part that bothers me. Having to build stone walls to delay your third TC when you could have just placed the market, which you needed anyways. I think that's what hurt Lierrey the most. But I agree. I mean, Hera definitely picked well here, Civ-wise, and he used all of his bonuses.
Yeah, saying played better is over-exaggerated, but yeah, Lierrey played amazing, both played amazing, but his micro, his control, his patience was top level, just, well, not much you can do with all gold in the middle, and your gold is forward, and you're going light here.
Yeah, agreed.
You are going to die to Hera, like Hera is, well, maybe even the best player right now.
All right, so score 2-0. Lierrey needs to win 3 straight. I actually remember casting Lierrey once where he won 3 straight against Hera. It was like 3 years ago now. It was one of the Red Bulls, Red Bull 2 or something. But feels like Hera's learned a lot since then, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
he did improve quite a bit.
I don't think Hera's going to be going Hun Longswordsman in this one. Lierrey's gone for the Vietnamese here on Graveyards. And then Hera's got the Mongols. Both amazing civs here, mapped very open, lots of tiny little wood lines. So we're expecting aggression. And this is the first game in the series where it's like going to be open. Going to see a lot of feud Lage armies. In the first game, it was water. The second game, we had walls from Hera.
It's hard to hold this map, that's for sure. And the most interesting thing about Lierrey, do you see his color? He's orange. When he loses the game, he changed the color.
Well, he switches the color even when he wins. Thank
Really?
God Capture Raids lets us change the color. Because as a caster, that has been infuriating. But hey, I will tell you, there's always things we're looking for in a certain tournament where player identities are hidden. So I'm looking forward to the potential mind games where the next time that tournament rolls around, we've got like 6 players changing their colors all the time.
That's actually a good way to copy Lierrey.
Yeah, if there's a player who does that and then splits their crossbowman into a mangonel shot, I think we know who that is.
Viper?
Yep, that's exactly who I was thinking.
Glad I'm correct.
So what do you think about Vietnamese on open maps here?
Vietnamese heavily unappreciated after the patch, right? Their wheelbarrow timing is now so good, right? You lose like a villager or half a time. And Lierrey is the only one who used that at the maximum. Everybody's still, let's say, sleeping on Vietnamese. Lierrey is picking them very fast, and I think that they are amazing, right? More HP, good economy, wheelbarrow timing in feudal age. Really good tip for Lierrey.
Yeah, I agree. And then if you're expecting to be up against Mongols here, Mongols are known for being a bit lamey, trying to steal resources. You know where the opponent's TC is. So he tried that there. He actually tried to block the villager that was going to bring in the boar. Wasn't able to make it happen. And he'll just come home now. But yeah, I agree. I actually think that the Vietnamese are so good that when the devs made it so their eco upgrades research faster, I actually wasn't a fan of it. Because I was like, I don't think people realize how good the Civ is yet. But after they've changed it, you know, there's obviously been a lot of buffs on other Civs and then a new DLC coming. As a Vietnamese guy, not like a someone from Vietnam, sorry, but as a player who believes in the Vietnamese, I'm really happy with
I
them.
was like, what?
You didn't know? ACCM and I are brothers, man.
I was thinking I saw the resemblance there, but glad to have confirmation.
Oh, man. Resemblance in gameplay is not there. I can tell you that much.
I can tell you as well.
So Lierrey is missing 2 of his sheep on the back. So he'll probably circle around to find those. He's just going to push in his deer now. And Hera up 17 pop, no loom. This is fast.
That's typical here, right? But his mod is so far away. If Drash happens somehow magically, that's a heal. Like, he's super confident. He knows keep the quick wallet, right?
Yep. I think that obviously against Mongols you want to get loom, but I think more civilizations when going for the really fast scout build should be skipping loom. I think Land's Madness, if you're going 18 or 19 pop, you can skip it. There's ways to do it where you can squeeze out an extra villager and get the same uptime with very little risk, I think. But obviously there's some risk.
Next time I skip the loom and I lose the villager, you'll be, Doubt, why didn't you do loom? You'll be casting, you'll be screaming at me. No, I'm not skipping loom.
No, listen, this is what will happen. I'll be like, no, Doubt skipped loom, and it'll look really bad. But then I will properly explain why you did it.
To give a free win, or what? I skipped loom on the migration against running. Were you impressed?
Well, no, that's horrible. This is horrible.
I skipped loom there.
I was still tilted that Lierrey skipped loom in the migration game in game 1.
When it works, it looks like an amazing economy advantage, but when it doesn't, oh boy, it goes bad.
Oh, man. Well, Hera's going to get a little bit of laming in. I mean, he could end up killing Lierrey's scout here as well. Lierrey should probably be careful and just let the sheep go and not take any more
Forcing
hits.
some idle at least there. Trading for scout HP and...
Ooh. That's not too bad. I mean, if it's going to be a scout war as well, right? Like, both players having a weaker scout means that they'll have to wait for the second scout. But, I mean, Hera is going to have that second scout much faster.
Well, I think that's decent for Lierrey because, like, Mongol is up faster. You want to have, like, 3 scouts right away. That's, like, the combo you kill villagers.
Yep.
2 scouts is not enough. 3 is, like, a perfect amount.
Yep. You surprised by the double lumber camp here from Lierrey? I know that players differ on approaches here, but just a thought.
Against the Mongols, I would probably not do it because it gives me an extra spot to protect, right? Now I need to pay attention or send Spearman there as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks so clean, right? It looks very clean economy.
Yeah, we'll see if he can get the small walls down. I think he's going to start doing that. Good stuff there from him. Obviously, Hera's starting scout's super weak now, so not going to contribute in any villager kills, but he does also have the new scout. A couple spearmen coming out from both. Hera, the one on the offensive, as we expect from the Mongols. And it kind of almost a situation where Lierrey's going to have to somehow get control again, right? It's react, as you commonly do against the Mongols. Once you get your wood lines walled up, though, that's when you can try and make Hera work in the defense.
Now he is waiting for Mongols to burn out their hand bonus from early game, and not sure if it's worth to commit. He's thinking about it.
Yeah, Hera was definitely thinking about it there, but I think thought better of it. Like, even him would be really tough to get some value there. And Lierrey doesn't know where to hit. Has he seen the wood line from Hera? He hasn't actually seen Hera's wood at all. It's that far.
Yeah, that wood line would have been better to be next to bears. Like, then you have one place to protect, and it's closer as well.
Yeah, true. Hera just now getting loom, by the way, Doubt.
Ooh, that's a lot of extra economy.
Yeah, really taking the risk there. But, you know, some levels, maybe he calculated it. He doesn't see Lierrey's army now, so he must know that Lierrey's on the way to his base.
Well, that's not really an army. It's starting scout and one more.
Yeah. It's a hell of an army, though, if there's no loom. So it's good that Hera has loom.
That's true.
And pretty solid play from both players thus far. Hera has 6 scouts, though, and happy to hold the scout control. The next things you look for here is, will the players go to gold? When there's a lot of spears in defense especially, players will want to go to gold with an archer range. But if you do that, you're then spending wood on the mining camp and the range instead of farms. So you're always quite torn sometimes on what to do here.
Yeah, having the scout lead, then you don't need to go to range. When you have scout lead, you control enemy, and if he switches to range, you see it, and you have time to react. So I assume Hera will try to go only scouts, especially with Mongols.
Yeah.
Like, their light cover are insanely good.
Yeah. Yeah, Hera also does a great job, like, even in situations where on paper you can look at it and say, why make this unit because your opponent has this other unit? Hera is happy to play towards his comforts here, and if his comfort is all in scouts, he's like, I don't care if my opponent has fast spearmen, or I don't care if my opponent could counter me. It's easier for me to play my game if I just make full scouts, and that's what he's done here. I like it.
Yeah, and at home he's not vulnerable. He's now going to the gold. I assume it's for bloodlines because he's still producing scouts.
Yeah.
That's a lot of scouts already.
Now,
Double.
with one lumber camp, if things start to go wrong, this could be problematic economically in the long term here. So things need to flow correctly for Hera here as he takes fights against Spearman, and there's more Spearman here and Lierrey defense.
Yeah, exactly as you said. Like, that lumber camp will run out, then the next one will be even further away.
Yep.
With few archers and several spearmen. Oof, how do you defend that?
Yeah, and Lierrey's still building up the scout mass. Hera hoping to get bloodlines. I like the choice to go bloodlines. I think it's like a classic pick. Like back in the Hun War days, bloodlines was researched every game, right? And
It's
you don't
scout
see it.
opening, right?
Yep.
No, now it's like 3-4 scouts, you wall up, you go castle age. But here you cannot really wall up, so you need more scouts.
Lierrey still doesn't know where Hera's freaking woodline is. He still hasn't scouted it at all. I feel like I'd be looking around a little bit more for it.
When you see the point of view, it's understandable that he didn't spot it.
It's true. He has been around and he's looped around to the gold, and Hera tried to get the quick walls down. Hera will be fine here, though. He's fighted off with the Vills. He's got scouts here with bloodlines now. That's funny, though. I mean, that is a disastrous woodline for Hera if it ever gets spotted. He hasn't even fully walled it in, which is wild to me.
Idle TC from Lierrey is actually quite high. He does have wheelbarrow, but that's still like 2 villagers down only from that.
Yeah, that's true. Blacksmith behind all this for Lierrey and a couple more walls. Both players have played so good. We really haven't had a lot of damage done here. And Hera goes up to Castle Age. And like you said, Dow, it's like, I don't think he's going to shy away from making more scouts, considering the Mongol Light Cav also have more HP.
And also, it's graveyards. It's a lot of relics to contest.
Yep. Oh, big moment in this game. Double group here from Lierrey. No bloodlines. He pulls off the Spearman on the one side. Goes for villager kill. Hera has his own scouts in defense. A little surprised Lierrey didn't go for that Vill. But there's 2 armies he's got to control, and he still has to macro at home. So
He is still upgrading scouts while Hera is up. The timing of the night... Oh, actually, Lancers. Lancers kill the walls, right?
yeah.
Light here plus Lancers and the Rally collection at home. Looking really good for that one Lumbercamp player. Man, that's impressive.
Yeah, and now the scouts are going to find Lierrey's scouts, and Lierrey's probably like, where can I do damage here?
To the wood.
Yeah, to the wood that he doesn't see. He still hasn't seen the wood line. Like, that's such a big deal here. I guess he maybe will notice the new lumber camp eventually here as he heads in towards the goal. Lierrey knows he's going to die if he doesn't do damage soon. He's bringing all his spears with him here.
I'm not sure if he's hiding those scouts, running away, or he's searching for woodland at this point. Like, he still doesn't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't know with a single one.
Yeah, it's so funny how that could easily be Hera saying, yo, what's up with the wood on this map or something, right? And then it's actually helping Hera massively here. Oh. Amazing defense from Hera, though. Like, the wood line that Lierrey has just now spotted was defended. The gold's been quick-walled. He only lost 1 villager there. He'll be in Castle Age in, well, now.
And do we see like upgrade? But it's only 1 stable?
Yeah, just 1 stable. That is a surprise.
Okay, now it's second one.
Light
Well, when
Cav
you have
upgrade.
one Lumbercamp for a very long time.
My thing is here, Lierrey has all of his spears forward right now. He brought him forward to push. He doesn't have Spearman at home. This is going to be devastating. He needs to wall. He knows that Hera's here.
Like 100 HP, right? 98, I believe.
Yeah, like he knows Hera's here. He sees Hera's coming. He sees the light cab upgrade. Hasn't pulled the Vills yet. Lierrey, you've got to get out of here.
Yeah, not even quick wall or just that.
Yeah, just didn't feel like he could really do it from here. And Hera gives us a 3-0. Hera played amazing today, and I kind of said it at the start. I don't know what it is. I'm like way too involved and think about it way too much sometimes. But, you know, coming into this series, Lierrey had an amazing group. Lierrey, one of the favorites any series he plays. But I really felt like Hera had learned some lessons in that crazy group 3, losing some games here or there, played on a variety of maps. And Hera delivers here. And Lierrey, knocked out in the quarterfinals, won't have a chance to compete further. So there'll be Hera against Yo in 1 semifinal. And then Viper against Tato in another semifinal for this season. Should be really good.
Yeah, should be amazing. Like Hera, well, if he wins this one, I think we can clearly say that he's number one. And the performance he put against Lierrey, like, even first game Immigration, that was probably the best one of the set.
Yep.
Super close, everything neck
Yep.
to neck, and then somehow a small lead leads to the bigger lead, and eventually he just like unstoppable.
Yeah, and just lots of confidence in every decision, playing his game all the time. No question over any civ selection or anything. It's just so easy to look at what Hera did today and just have full faith in every decision he made. Lierrey, it's a bit tricky for him, right? There's always such high expectations because he's done so well. But the last couple of times he's faced Hera, Hera's had his number with just one win. And then here, Hera gets 3 in a row. So maybe game number 1 kind of broke Lierrey's spirit a little bit. I'm not too sure. But a bit of a disappointing quarterfinal based on what it could have been dealt, but I still had fun.
Well, the last game is only like, now I'm checking the scores. Economy, same.
Yep.
Killer death ratio, same.
Yep.
If you look at the stats, game is still playing.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think like there for Lierrey, he sensed that Hera was up and tried to bring the spears forward. And that's actually the last place he needed the Spearman to be. I understand the thinking, though, but he really needed a few more spears at home.
Or if you go forward like that, well, you need to send villagers, start towering. That tower will be insane, hitting the lumber, farm, gold, everything.
Yep. And
Hera, use market.
Yep, that's true. Hera wouldn't be able to buy the stone. Yeah. Maybe that's just not something that's really in like Lierrey's strategy book, forward tower in 2023. And
he needs to edit up on this map for sure.
Yeah, it could be an idea. Well, thanks for the cast. Predictions? Since I have you, Hera versus Yo, best of 7. What are you thinking?
4-0 for Hera. Hopefully Yo is not listening.
Okay.
And Viper Tato, oof, that I think depends heavily on Tato. If Tato shows up to play, he can beat anybody. But
well,
he needs to show up
you.
against. Yeah, exactly. I'm cheering for like I need to lose to the winner of the tournament. So let's go Tato.
Let's go Tato. Okay, but realistically, if like if you had to guess who wins between Viper Tato and a scoreline,
would say 4-2 for the Viper.
Okay, and then Hera Viper final. Just keep guessing. Best of 7.
Viper will have a small strategic edge. Hera performance skill-wise slightly better. 4-3. I would go for the Viper, obviously, teammate.
Okay, yeah, this should be shaping up towards a really good final. I'm not ready to write off Mr. Yo. I know that it's a bad matchup for Yo, but Yo is 17-1 in TTL. 17-1.
And he beat me as well.
And he 3-0'd you, right? I shouldn't have said that so excitedly.
Yeah, that was so loud. You were so happy for your waiting for that moment, the whole cast. Like, okay, yes, I lost 3-0.
Sorry, I forgot. I was saying it like you weren't next to me. But no, I mean, he played. I'm saying that as a compliment to you because you're so good.
Yeah, I can tell. I felt honored. Thank you.
Anyways,
anything else to add up?
Not needed. I just wanted to point. I'm not ready to give up on Yo. I think Yo is gonna struggle though. I think in a best of 7, especially because what you brought up earlier is like stamina is a real issue as you age, right? And like Yo's not the youngest player in our scene, and I feel like the best of 7 definitely gives Hera an edge. But I'm gonna say 4-2 for Hera in that one because I think Yo's gonna have some strats combined to give Hera some problems. Certainly more than Lierrey was able to do today.
I still remember during the NAC, after Yo lost to Hera, I think 4 or 5-0, he came to me and said, I played best game of my life. I cannot beat this guy.
Yeah, okay. Well, I remember so many, like the problem I think for Yo is like, he's too realistic sometimes, which I totally get because I feel I'm the same. I still remember it was NAC 3 and Viper was sick like for a couple days, but he had some days off. And Viper and Yo were supposed to play. And Yo walks in, the Viper's sitting there next to me, and Yo goes, "Hey Viper, how you feeling?" And Viper's like, "Oh, I'm feeling a lot better. Thanks for asking." And Yo just goes, "Shit."
Damn. That's typical Yo. Freaking love Yo.
Typical Yo, yeah. Well, Dowd, thanks for the cast. Sorry we didn't get more games. I really enjoy casting with you, and just the way you see the game is great. So thanks for and also thanks for the amazing performance in TTL as well.
And I lost to your 3-0, to Tato 3-2.
Not in those sets maybe in particular, but you did take the format serious. You always take the competition serious, and you know that is often the case, but it's not always the case. So it means a lot as a tournament host and caster. So
thank you again for having me, and obviously for such an amazing event. Like, this event is absolutely needed for also the less from the top players, like the guys who are jumping, like we will see Sebastian rising, and only honestly I wish the prize pool was a bit higher for the gold league. Well, they need to be for the platinum as well, but the gold league players are fighting whole month for, well, something they cannot live off for the whole month.
No, I mean 100%. I'm probably not the time to talk about it right now. At the conclusion of TTL, I'm gonna talk specifically about that. I think not just with TTL, but the scene, because unfortunately with the TTL structure, if we can't have more money in gold, because then it would incentivize people to get relegated out of platinum.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
So that's tricky. But like, I agree. Like, event qualifiers for events that are just top 16 or top 20 need to have way more of the love spread to the next generation. I'm glad you see it that way as well, because there's a lot of people. They're coming. Yeah, they're coming, but we're not even if it's the next generation. Like, freaking Andy, the biggest standout in platinum, is 28, right? It not a bunch of like teenagers or whatnot. So it can come to a point where if you grind and you try and you're spending all your weekends trying to qualify and you're just missing out, there are players who just get demotivated and they don't want to keep trying to compete.
Exactly that. And okay, maybe this is not too much talk, but okay, one more sentence.
Sure.
It's now we are this different time in Age of Empires, because now we have professional players, and for the newcomers, it's a way harder to break down. Now I'm playing for money for living, right?
Yep.
And when I was grinding up, like Chris and other guys were also just playing for the hobby, so it was easier for me to compete with them.
Yep.
Now for the newcomer to come and compete with Hera, who is playing every day, streaming, performing, and everything, not easy. Yeah. Maybe not even possible.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's a conversation that could turn into an hour-long podcast, so we'll stop it there. But yeah, the format is meant to motivate the scene, and but at the top, it's looked really good with you as well. You clearly took it serious, so thank you. And we'll definitely have to cast more of something, even if it's just like something less,
Lowey the Legends.
Yeah, even if it's just Lowey the Legends, where you want to compare them to a fat kid hitting the ball versus Roger Federer, which you did 4 years ago.
Good old times.
Good stuff, Dal. Thank you again, man.